All right, so for today's lesson, we're going to look at multiplying polynomials. We've already looked at adding and subtracting, so now we're going to focus on multiplying polynomials. So for today, we're going to look at two methods for when we are multiplying, actually three methods for when we are multiplying based on the type of polynomial that we're given. So whether we're given a monomial, given a trinomial, binomial, or given a polynomial. All right. So just a quick thing. So remember that a monomial is a polynomial with one term. So it's a polynomial with one term. We worked with this in the past. So when we're multiplying a monomial times a polynomial, we use the distributive property. And then we are going to multiply. So remember, with the distributive property, we multiply each term inside of the parentheses by what's on the outside. We use the laws of exponents. When applicable, remember, when we multiply variables, so remember, when we're multiplying like bases, we add the exponents. All right, so taking a look at these examples, we can see that we have one term on the outside, and in the parentheses, we have a polynomial. So I'm just going to go ahead and distribute. So for my first example, I get 2x plus 6 plus 2y. There's nothing more that I can do there because now I have three unlike terms, so I cannot simplify anymore. For the second one, I will get 5y minus 5x. For the third one, now I have that exponent, so I have 6x squared, and it's being multiplied by my 4 and my positive x. So I would get 24x squared plus my 6 would stay the same, but now I have to apply my laws of exponents. So I have x squared times x. Remember, anytime you are multiplying like bases, you add the exponents. I would get 6x cubed. And then for the last one, again, each of my terms has a variable. So I have -3 is going to be distributed to my 9y and my negative x, 8x squared. So I'm going to get -27xy plus 24x cubed. Because again, multiplying like bases, you're going to add your exponents. All right. Now let's look at when we multiply binomials, all right? So there are two ways that we can multiply binomials. The first way we're going to look at is the FOIL method. So remember, a binomial has two terms. All right? And this method of FOIL, all right? So with FOIL, you go first, outer, inner, and last. Okay? So again, FOIL only works when you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial. So this will not work when we're multiplying a monomial times a binomial or a trinomial times a binomial. It's just for binomial times binomial. So if we look over here at this example here, so we have a plus b times b plus c. So it shows us that first means the first two terms or the first term in each of the expressions. So we have a and c. So first means I'm going to multiply the first term in each of those expressions. Outer means that I'm going to multiply those outer terms. So looking at the two terms as a whole, I'm going to multiply the outer terms. Then I have inner, so that means the two terms that are on the inside. Again, looking at the two terms as a whole, I'm going to multiply those inner terms. And then for last, I'm going to look at the last term in each. Okay, so here, and we will do more examples in class, we just wanted to show you this method, because again, it only works for when you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial. The next method that we're going to use works no matter if you're multiplying a binomial times a binomial times a trinomial, so on and so forth. So looking at the example of 5x minus 2 times x plus 3. So first we're going to look at first. So with 4, we have our first. So we're going to look at the first term in each. So my first term in each is 5x in my first expression and x in my second expression. So I'm going to multiply them to give me 5x squared. Then I'm going to look at my outer terms, all right? So looking at my outer terms, I see that I have 5x here as the outer term. So looking at the expression as a whole as my outer term, and I have 3 as my outer term. So multiplying 5x and 3 is going to give me 15x. Then I'm going to take a look at my inner terms. So again, looking at the expressions as a whole, which two terms are on the inside, that's going to give me my negative 2x and my x. So negative 2x and x gives me negative 2x. And then I'm going to look at my last terms. So looking at the last terms, that means that I am taking a look at the two terms that are last in each expression. So in this case, it's going to be the negative 2 here. So I'm going to put some yellow there, and the 3 there. So I'm going to do negative 2 times 3, which gives me negative 6. From there, we're going to look at, okay, do we have any like terms? I can clearly see here in the middle, I have 15x minus 2, which is going to give me 13x. So my final answer simplifies to, and I'm going to write it in a different color. Let's pick black. 5x squared plus 13x minus 6. Okay, so again, I only provided one example because, again, that only applies to when we're multiplying a binomial times a binomial, all right? With the box method, all right, so with the box method, we're still multiplying, but with the box method, it allows us to use this method when we're multiplying beyond a binomial times a binomial, okay? So with the box method, you are going to make a box with we'll say 4 squares, when we're multiplying a binomial times a binomial, but you'll see that when we multiply a binomial times a trinomial, we'll need more than 4 squares. You're going to write each term inside of each box. Then you're going to multiply to get the values inside the box, and then combine like terms. Okay? So taking a look at the first example, we have a binomial, well, 2 binomials. We have negative x plus 1 and 2x plus 3, all right? So what you're going to do is you are going to take your binomial and you're going to write each one on the side of the box and the top of the box. So I'm going to put my negative x and my 1 here, and that's a plus, and then my 2x and my 3 here. And I like to put the sign just to remind me. You don't have to, as long as you remember if it's positive or negative. All right, so for this first box, I'm going to multiply my 2x and my negative x to give me negative 2x squared. Then I'm going to multiply negative 2x times 1 to give me 2x. Then I'm going to multiply 3 times negative x to give me negative 3x. And then 3 times 1 to give me 3. All right, so each time you do the box method, your diagonal is going to have your like terms. So you can see that I have negative 3x and 2x. Those are my like terms. So I'm going to pull everything outside of the box, and you'll see that I have negative 2x squared minus 3x plus 2x plus 3. I can see that my two middle terms are like terms, so I'm going to combine those together and get negative 2x squared minus x. Excuse me, I almost wrote plus x, so this should be a minus x plus 3. Okay. taking a look at example number 2. Again, we are given two binomials that we're multiplying. So again, it doesn't matter which binomial goes on the top, which one goes on the side, because again, remember the property of multiplication, commutative property of multiplication, the order does not matter. So I will switch it up and I'll put my 3x and 4 on the top, and then put my 2x minus 5 on the side. So again, in that first box, I'm going to multiply 3x and 2x to give me 6x squared. Then 2x times 4, which gives me 8x. 3x minus 5, or excuse me, 3x times the negative 5, which gives me negative 15x. And negative 5 times 4, which gives me negative 20. Again, I can see here on my diagonal that I have my like terms. I'm going to pull everything outside of the box, and I get 6x squared plus 8x minus 15x minus 20. Again, I can see that I have like terms in the center, or in the middle, I have 8x minus 15. So my final answer becomes 6x squared minus 7x minus 20. Okay. All right, so we're going to skip over number 3 because that's going to be one that you're going to try on your own. And let's take a look at number 4. So this is where your boxes, or the size of your box, is going to change. So for number 4, I'm multiplying a binomial. So my first expression is a binomial because it has 2 terms. My second expression is a trinomial because it has 3 terms, okay? So we can see that I have 3 boxes going across the top. So I'm going to put my x squared minus x and my positive 2. Then I'm going to put my 9 and then my x and then my positive 9. So just like we did in the box method when we're only given 4 spaces, we're going to do this exact same thing. Multiply the number in the row by the number that's in the column. So looking at the first one, I have x squared times x, which gives me x cubed. Then I have x times negative x, which gives me negative x squared. Then I have x times 2, which gives me 2x. All right, going to the second row, I have x squared times 9, which gives me 9x squared. 9 times negative x squared, which gives me, 9 times negative x. I apologize. I get negative 9x, and then 9 times 2 gives me 18. So just like in the previous examples, when you take a look at it, your diagonals are where your like terms are. So I can see here, my x squared like terms are there, my x like terms are there. But I still like to pull everything outside of the box so that I can make sure and double check that I did everything correctly. So I have 3x, not 3x, I have x cubed plus 9x squared minus x squared minus 9x plus 2x plus 18. All right, so again in the center I can see that I have like terms here, I have like terms there, just like in my actual rectangle when I was performing the box method. So for my final answer, I will get x cubed plus 8x squared minus 7x plus 18. All right, so multiplying this binomial times the trinomial actually gave me a polynomial, so more than 4 terms. All right, so what I want you to do now, using the box method for number 3, or you can attempt to use the FOIL method for number 3, just to kind of double check behind yourself. You can always do the box method to make sure your answer is correct. So I want you to try numbers 3 and numbers 5, and we will go over them in class. Again, in class, I will look at both the FOIL and the box method for number 3. Of course, for number 5, we're going to use the box method to help us because, again, FOIL does not work for a binomial times a trinomial.